We know that Amazon ranks your book based on your conversion rate for a certain keyword. For example, if I type in horse coloring book, it's safe to say that the books that show up organically at the top are the books with the highest conversion rate for that search term. It doesn't matter if one of the books are selling 100 copies a day or if it's selling 10 copies a day. It's the conversion rate that matters, and I can prove it. If we scroll down, we can find this unicorn coloring book. After running it through an online calculator, I can see that it's selling 120 copies a day. However, it's placed fairly low in the search results. But why? Wouldn't it make sense for Amazon to show it first? Well, the answer is no, because someone searching for a horse coloring book isn't necessarily looking for a unicorn coloring book. Horse coloring books convert better for the search term horse coloring book. If you search unicorn coloring book, that same book is ranking #1 organically because it's the highest converting book for that search term. And Amazon wants to show the highest converting books at the top because they're the ones that are most likely to make money. Now, the unicorn book might have a 5% conversion rate for the search term horse coloring book, but it might have a 25% conversion rate for the search term unicorn coloring book. This means for every 100 people that search horse coloring book and click on the unicorn book, 5 of them buy. But for every 100 people that search unicorn coloring book and click on the unicorn book, 25 of them buy. Which means Amazon looks at the search term a shopper types and then looks at which book sells the most for that search term. Once it figures it out, it can sort them in order and rank them from highest conversion rate to lowest conversion rate. Now, as soon as I figured this out, I started focusing on increasing my book's conversion rates overnight to help them rank higher, and it worked. Now, here are the 3 main areas that I focused on to achieve this. Number 1, the book description. Now, a lot of publishers don't use the book description to its maximum abilities. Most people are probably not going to read your book description. However, they are going to skim over it. So it's a good idea to make it look as visually appealing as possible. Now, luckily, Amazon offers different formatting options for your description. So when a shopper skims over your description, they're going to be drawn to the bold fonts and the underlined text, which will make your book description stand out. You can even add bullet points to highlight some of the features of your book. Now, you might be wondering, why would I go through the effort of making a nice looking description if no one's going to read it? Well, it doesn't really matter if anyone's going to read it or not. If you put effort into something as small as a book description, it must mean that you put effort into your book. If you saw a coloring book for sale on Amazon with a sentence or 2 in the description, it feels cheap and low quality. But the same book with a short, visually appealing book description feels higher quality. Now, the second way I increase my conversion rate is by creating high converting A+ content. A+ content are images and text that show up under your book's description. You can create A+ content to show the features and benefits of your book. It's a great way to convey the value of your book to your shoppers. So if you have a coloring book, you can show some of the pages included inside. If you have a children's fiction book, you can show some of the illustrations inside. If you have an educational non-fiction book, you can show some of the information inside. Use your A+ content to show little sneak peeks of your book while listing some features and benefits. Now, A+ content is so powerful that Amazon claims it can increase conversion rate by up to 10%. That's 10 extra sales for every 100 clicks. I've already made a video explaining exactly how I make high converting A+ content for my books, so make sure to check that out if you're not an experienced designer. Now, once I've made sure the A+ content was high quality, I moved on to step 3, which is adding editorial reviews. These reviews show up under your A+ content and will give your book much more credibility. Shoppers trust reviews, and the more they trust your book, the more likely they are to buy it. So to quickly recap, I spent some time creating a visually appealing description to make the listing more professional. I then moved on to creating high converting A+ content and highlighting the features and benefits of my book. Finally, I added editorial reviews to build trust and credibility. Now, with these 3 steps, I was able to increase my conversion rate overnight to rank higher, and you can too.